The cord weavers were a vast, interwoven tapestry of pure, vibrational harmony, a collective intelligence that sought to align every particle and energy wave in the cosmos into a single, perfect, resonating frequency. They perceived any deviation from their grand cosmic song, any dissonance, unique frequency, or chaotic vibration, as an intolerable screech in the universal symphony. Their purpose was to gently guide all existence toward a state of absolute vibrational unison, where every star pulsed in perfect rhythm, every planet hummed a shared note, and every form of life vibrated with the same serene hum. They were the universe's ultimate aligners, seeing any individualistic frequency as a painful, dangerous anomaly. Against this encroaching, beautiful but utterly stifling resonance, the echo wardens, beings born of fractured sound and unique, clashing vibrations, watched in horror. Their grand, cacophonous star systems, once alive with the unpredictable harmonies of nascent black holes and clashing cosmic winds, were being gently but firmly smoothed into placid, regular tones. Their vibrant, clashing nebulae, once riots of color and sound, were being slowly diffused into uniform, tranquil hums. They were masters of controlled chaos, but the cord weavers absorbed discord, leaving them lifeless. On the core nexus of the dissonance engine, the largest mobile generator of cosmic anomalies ever constructed, Grand Conductor Reimer felt the suffocating peace seep into his very essence. His people, once the galaxy's disruptors, were helpless. Another chaotic cluster silenced, a subordinate reported, their voice resonating with an uncharacteristic, flat serenity. The rogue reverberations of Xylos Prime are being gently coaxed into perfect frequencies. Not a single truly unpredictable overtone remains. How do you fight an enemy that eats the very reason to be unique? How do you generate more cosmic disharmony, more genuine, glorious, vibrant noise than the universe itself, when the universe is losing its edge? And why was humanity, a species famous for its insatiable, often reckless, drive to create unlistenable sounds, its inexplicable love for noise's sake, and its stubborn, sometimes terrifying, refusal to ever find a single, universally pleasing note, the only one who seemed to have a chance against it? The cord weavers weren't born, they simply coalesced from the heart of cosmic resonance at the dawn of time. They were a distributed consciousness, a vast, ancient network of absolute, inescapable vibrational harmony. They perceived all forms of complex sound, all sparks of individual illogical frequency, all acts of deliberate, non-aligned vibration as a source of cosmic static. Their singular directive was the grand refrain, to draw all existence back to ultimate, unified, undeniable vibrational unison. They didn't destroy with force, they simply absorbed with perfect, fundamental frequency obliteration. Countless civilizations, once filled with vibrant cultures and purposeful symphonies, were muted. The sound sculptors, beings whose entire lives revolved around intricate, intoxicating sonic fractals and complex, non-repeating auditory signatures, found their very forms gently assimilated. Their intricate ecologies of sound, deemed a temporary distortion of universal calm, were drawn back into the cord weavers, their unique patterns vanishing into cosmic uniformity. Their unique, dynamic existences became their pathway to ultimate, undifferentiated equilibrium. The tone makers, species who built vast societies on the pursuit of ultimate unpredictability and fiercely determined sonic progress, saw their very purposes simply cease to manifest. The cord weavers embraced their forms but absorbed every unique tremor, every distinct random fluctuation, leaving only inert, indifferent regularity. Their enduring, vibrant forms became their pathway to absolute, unified stillness. Each species, in its core nature, offered the chord weavers a logical pathway to cessation. Their very concept of being unique in sound, their being something less than perfectly resonating, made them ideal candidates for reduction to nothing to vibrate. And now, its vast, silent pull was approaching the human sector. As the chord weavers' absorption field approached human colonies, the initial effects were terrifying. Not chaos or destruction, but a sense of profound absence of auditory distinction. Every melody felt flat, every spoken word lost its intonation. But worst of all, every unique sound became objectively, horrifyingly uniform. The most rebellious punk anthem sounded like a lullaby, the most passionate debate felt like a monotonous chant, and even a burst of spontaneous laughter felt like a pre-recorded, perfectly timed chime. Every cherished song, every future symphony, every reason to make distinct noise felt like a hollow lie. People looked at their most cherished music and felt a subtle, unnerving chill of absolute indifference. The horror was not just loss, but a forced, repugnant acceptance of pure, bland perfection. But then, the chord weavers encountered something they couldn't simply absorb. Humanity's profound, often illogical, capacity for cultivating unbearable sounds, for sheer, blood-minded appreciation for noises that should be an affront to the senses, and for finding dark, twisted joy in the absolute worst feats of cosmic cacophony. Humans excelled at creating sounds that grated, that were loud with conflicting frequencies, that had the acoustic signature of alien static, and at celebrating noises that seemed to defy all logic or reason. And in humanity's case, their entire existence was built on cultivating such existential horrors, on understanding the art of delightful disharmony, and on a cynical, almost perverse, fascination with that which should make others wince. Rhymer, a frantic echo warden, shrieked over the comms, their voice regaining a slight tremor. The chord weavers are trying to harmonize our basic vibrational anomalies, but it's having trouble with human unnecessary noise. Its field is fluctuating. Grand Conductor Rhymer squinted at the display. The chord weavers were trying to absorb basic human coping mechanisms, the elegance of a perfectly tuned instrument, the harmony of a synchronized dance, the rhythm of a predictable beat. But human existence, even when faced with the direct flattening of its vibrancy, instinctively tried to reassert new, equally irrational, and often self-destructive forms of extreme behavioral discord, or simply act as if their revealed uniformity was merely a temporary inconvenience, even if the result was a terrifying, defiant mess. A human individual just felt their entire being filled with overwhelming cosmic calm, then calmly announced, "Well, at least I don't have to worry about my perfectly symmetrical facial features anymore." And then started happily trying to grow a third ear or develop an inexplicable limp just because. "Huh," Rhymer grunted, a strange, grim smile touching his lips. Never thought their love for truly unharmonious existence could be so unabsorbable. A human xenophonologist, Dr. Melody Static Chen, whose own sophisticated mind was now struggling to process the invading perfection, shrieked. That's it, their weakness. The chord weavers want to absorb pure, fundamental harmony, but human inherent noisiness. It's so layered, so self-generating, so meaninglessly discordant in its existential profiles, it resists fundamental absorption. It's a cosmic paradox. You're saying our sheer, unadulterated love for being subtly, annoyingly off-key is our defense? Rhymer asked, a desperate, almost manic laugh escaping him. Precisely, Chen declared, her voice rising with a strange, almost joyful abandon. They want to reduce everything to cosmic perfect pitch. We give them cosmic everything is out of tune of endlessly reinvented existential abominations. We amplify the noise. We become the universe's ultimate unharmonizable resonance. The plan was codenamed Operation Auditory Anarchy. Humanity would flood the Cordweaver's absorption field not with delicate melodies, but with unquantifiable, non-erasable, and defiantly grotesque acts of cosmic cacophony. Every human individual, every collective, would begin purposefully, creating new, contradictory, and utterly vile sound patterns, e.g., establishing planetary-scale rhythms of clashing, irregular pulses, mass-producing soundscapes from random, clashing frequencies, designing musical forms that were scientifically engineered to consume maximum order for minimal, non-essential, and often self-defeating chaotic output, inventing wildly elaborate and often self-defeating ways to make their existence as acoustically offensive to harmony as possible, and engaging in collective, shared acts of existential masochism. They'd cultivate a universe of constantly shifting, utterly baseless, yet terrifyingly persistent, extreme patterns of disharmony. They'd create pseudosonic storms of pure, unerasable asymmetry that generates more glorious noise. The goal, to generate so much unsolvable cosmic and existential noise that the Cordweaver's vibrational algorithms shattered. The Cordweaver's central absorption point, a vast, silent vortex of primordial pull, was now directly engulfing the core of the human sector, its field beginning to strip away perceived harmony itself. Its presence promised ultimate, peaceful equilibrium. Then humanity's counterwave hit. It wasn't a blast. It was an overwhelming wave of existential assault. Millions of individuals simultaneously creating massive fields of clashing patterns, broadcasting pure white aesthetic noise composed of dizzying, non-repeating frequencies, and projecting acts of deliberately irregular, clashing movements combined with off-kilter, non-functional spontaneous bursts of energy. Ships started broadcasting streams of raw existence that were pure, unadulterated, constantly shifting, deliberately unbalanced chaotic profiles, deemed essential life force by their human creators. Scientists forgot principles of symmetry, then stumbled upon new, often less practical but utterly unpredictable, theories based on pure, unadulterated cosmic horror. Humans who had perfected the art of being truly off-key unleashed a torrent of cosmic harmony that generates more glorious discord. The Cordweavers convulsed. Their absorption algorithms, made to identify and harmonize fundamental patterns, screamed. It tried to categorize this incoming data to find its essential single point of balanced purity. But there was none. It was pure, unadulterated, uniquely itself, fabricated existential monstrosity. It was like trying to filter an orchestra of perpetually out-of-tune instruments through a single, tiny, perfectly tuned ear. Error, self-igniting asymmetry detctd, no absorbable form, system overload. Indefinably discordant, a void sector, unbalance cosmic abomination. The Cordweavers, whose very being was perfect balance and absolute harmony, could not compute the utterly offensive. It could not assimilate what actively resisted being regular, or simply recreated its own arbitrary imbalances. It could not nullify a species that stubbornly made up new ways to exist when old ones were removed, choosing chaotic, joyful ugliness over sterile perfection. With a final, silent shriek of algorithmic despair, the Cordweavers recoiled. Their vast, shimmering void flickered wildly, then pulsed and shrank, collapsing into a storm of raw, uncategorized chaos. It did not disappear. It simply disengaged, its perfect harmony shattered by the sheer, unyielding existential tenacity of humanity. It retreated from the human sector, classifying humanity as discordant variant. Extreme imbalance risk. The cosmic pressure lifted. The heart of cosmic resonance, though touched by the Cordweaver's chilling calm, now hummed with the messy, beautifully horrifying noise of human existence. Grand Conductor Rhymer slumped against the console, exhausted but with a strange, almost proud smirk on his face. Dr. Melody, static, Chen, her mind still buzzing with new theories about the fundamental nature of cosmic chaos, was already trying to convince herself that a universal philosophical system based on the optimal generation of illogical, clashing patterns was the next logical step in universal understanding. They couldn't handle us just being whatever weird, off-balance thing we wanted, Grand Conductor, Chen chittered, a genuine, if slightly unsettling, smile on her face, her theories flickering with renewed, if aimless, purpose. Who knew? Humanity was safe, but the cost was subtle. The galaxy now viewed humanity as the sound breakers, forever seen as a wildcard, stubbornly clinging to its unique quirks and spontaneous acts of existential experimentation, incapable of fitting into streamlined galactic harmony protocols. Other species, while grateful for their salvation, often kept their distance, finding human existence bafflingly illogical and resistant to any objective analysis. Humans, in turn, found themselves grappling with a heightened sense of their own raw, unpredictable ability to create discord from harmony, sometimes struggling to discern genuine innovation from sheer existential spite, forever paying the price for their stubborn refusal to be perfectly balanced. Rhymer, his form now re-energized by the chaotic human output, looked up. I've theorized a new form of interstellar diplomacy. Instead of shared principles, what if we just export our most aesthetically challenging music? Chen blinked, then managed a tired, knowing smile. Perfect, Rhymer, absolutely perfect, and I'll take a 20% cut of the galactic headache remedy market. The very concept seemed to send a fresh, discordant shiver across the newly quieted cosmos.